unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, we back as I promised. I told you we was coming back, and we're back. We're back from early today. We're back. We're back. As I promised, we're back. We're back. Come on in a little early. All right. Make sure you leave your boy some stars. Make sure you leave your boy some stars. All right. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Make sure you leave your boy some stars. This is live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. I hope I'm loud enough. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I love being black. All right. I'm ready to open up the phone lines in a minute. And just come on in. All right. I think I got a hot hour in me. Maybe not 2 hours a day, but a hot hour. I want a hot hour. I am opening up the phone lines in a minute, and we're going on the same subject today as we did earlier. So tune on in and make sure you call. And if you think someone needs to hear this live, make sure you definitely send it to them. All right. Do that favor for me. All right. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you share this video. That'd be perfect. Thank you for sharing this video. All right, we still live. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, come on in, YouTube family. I need my YouTube family. Come on in. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, please do. Please do. Please do. All right. We're going to talk about, hey, good evening. We're going to talk about what we talked about earlier this afternoon. We had a great discussion, a real great discussion. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in, but this is live. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. And sometimes the truth may not be comfortable. We may not want to hear it, but it's necessary. And I always tell people that it cuts the speaker as well as the listener. All right. Let's get on down. We're going to get on holler out some names while we got a chance. Sharice Rice, I see you. Mary Pollerman, I think I pronounced that correct. But Lisa Lewis, hey, how you doing? India Baker. Pillarden Lashana. All right. All right. Chocolate Deluxe. Chocolate Deluxe. All right. Key. All right. Greetings, family. Karen M. Blanks. All right. Excuse me. Yarn. I don't know why I was yarn. Modesta Otis. Lavelle Cunningham. What's up, bro? I see you. Peace to you. Lisa Love. Lisa, I ain't seen you in a minute. Paulette. What's up, Paulette? That's my childhood friend. We both in our 50s, and we probably known each other probably about 50 years. I know at least 40. Phoenitra Smith. Hey, Phoenitra Smith. Jarita, good seeing you again. Thank you for coming back. Ronnie Johnson, thank you. Thank you, Ronnie Johnson, for always for your compliments. All right. Tam, what's up? All right, the call-in number, so y'all know. Call-in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297 Sylvia Smith 6389. Rip Tupac. All right. All right. Come on in. Call in. We ready. Call in number. Let's get right on to the meat. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right. I need somebody to share the video for me. Please do that. This is live, uncut, unedited. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Come on in. Come on in. Let me share the video myself. You know, y'all got me sharing and answering phones, everything. All right. All right. Let's see how we're going to do this. All right. Share the video. I'm going to share it on one of my pages. All right. Go to my other page. Come on in, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. What is live, uncut, unedited. All right. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. That's what we do, people. We tell the truth and we shame the devil. We tell the truth and we shame the devil. All right. Come on in, people. Come on in. I'm looking at least for 75 people, and that number looks short. So come on in, people. We got to do it. All right. Come on in, people. Live, uncut. Y'all make sure you share the video. Share the video. All right. I pinned it to my post. All right. Come on in, people. I think I did that. Okay. All right. Let me do this way. Come on in. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. All right. Okay. I'm on Lake, Texas. All right. All right, people. What's going on? What's going on? All right. Oh, I dialed the wrong number. All right, dialing my son. Come on in, people. We got a lot to talk about today. We definitely have a lot to talk about. We definitely have a lot to talk about. The same thing we talked about earlier. We want to talk about our teenagers. I believe it was more females than males that was in that car, the stolen car this morning that crashed. All right, people, I need some more people. Come on in. All right, Kimberly Henderson. I can call some names. Is it a Vivian Miss Pooh Harris? How you doing? Kim Edenton. All right. Don Tyson. Hey. Ronnie Johnson about to share the stream from Female Groups Right. Okay, that'd be great. My boy, no cat fighting. Well, it comes with the territory. Lavelle, you know how that go. It comes with the territory. All right. All right, let's get this ball rolling. All right. We talked about, all right. Now, listen, let me bring up that, I want to bring up that post, and we talk about the ages of these youngsters. They was 13 and 14. All right, it's a lot going on in the city of Chicago. The bus turned over today on the Dan Rand Expressway. All right, now this is what we're talking about. It was 3 females and 2 males. Yeah, I'm on early this evening. I was on early today too. I love being black. Yes, sir. I love being black. Right. All right. Reginald Bell, what's up? You saw the accident? Oh man, it was ugly. I know it was. Christelle Marshbanks, how you doing? All right. Billy Kinslow. All right. Tamara. All right. All right. Mel Adams. All right, people, come on, share the video. Need y'all to share the video. Let me share it a couple more times. Put it in the group, and we should be set then, ready to go. All right, did I pin it? Yeah, pin post. Now I'm finna pin it. All right, I pinned the post. I need some callers. 872 number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. That's right. Let's get it rocking, people. All right, y'all know what it is. This is live, uncut, unedited, and that's what we want to talk about. All right. All right, come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Put in a couple of my little groups. All right. All right. All righty. I'm ready to roll, y'all. I'm ready to roll. Let's talk about these young folks. And I'm going to tell y'all, I believe a lot of you parents hate these young people. I got a caller right now. Hey, caller, where you calling from? Your number is 2742. Hopefully you can hear me. Hey, caller.
I can hear you well. Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's your name? Where you calling from? Yeah, where you calling from?
Lanisha,
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
Bronzeville.
All right. What's
All right.
up? All right, girl. What's going on? All right, come on.
So, earlier I was on there talking, and I feel like this. The truth is not always comfortable, but it's nothing we should take offense to, because the truth, all of us have heard something about ourselves that we probably look at it like, man, we'll take offense to it, but at the same time, it make you become a better person.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that, someone was saying earlier that a lot of the fathers need to volunteer, like some of the guys in the community to volunteer. But it goes like this: if you can't tell your child what to do, then what makes you think they're gonna listen to me?
Okay.
And so what happens is the parent has to get their child in line with the respect. Okay. And once the kid respects the parent, then they respect everybody else.
Right. I got a quick question. I want to, before you go there. Now, what do you say, and you are a parent, because I know you personally, you have a grown daughter. What do you say to those parents that don't have a good support system, that don't do a great job of teaching their children to respect authority, and now they're 10, 11, 12 years old, now they're trying to do that thing? Is it too late?
Nope. Okay. It ain't too late when they little like that. Still, It's still not too late because they still live in a home.
Okay.
But once they turn like 18, you got to toss them to the streets. I'm sorry. Because they kind of made their man up. Now, they may come back and correct themselves, but as long as they feel like I'm grown, I could do what I want, you absolutely right. You can do what you want, but not up in my house and not on my watch. Mm-hmm. But when they like 11 or 12, you can talk to the school principal, you can talk to the school teachers. And see, that's the problem too, the disconnect with the parents and teachers, because they feel like, oh, the teacher picking on my child. They don't pay teachers enough to pick on your child. So a lot of times when that teacher saying your child done something, 9 times out of 10 your child did.
Okay.
And so some parents like to argue with the teachers. The teachers don't get paid enough to argue with you about your child that's disobedient. They're there to teach your child, and you're there to discipline. Mm-hmm. So that's why they need to talk to each other and communicate and see what plan they can work out where they both can help the child. Because the child, if it's bad at home, bad at school, they're bad at home too.
Mm. Right. And now, things are a little different when we were coming up. I'm a little older than you, but we practically come from the same era. Mm-hmm. You got parents now swearing at the teachers because the teacher tell her something about her child that she doesn't like. What's up with that?
Well, I guess what? If she swear at the teacher, the kid gonna swear at her. Because at the end of the day, the teacher is an educator. This teacher is coming here, and she's not just teaching your child. It's 30 or 40 other more kids up in the classroom she got to pay attention to too. And you got all these different personalities. So she got to deal with all that, try to teach them. And some kids don't learn as quick as others. Mm-hmm. But usually when kids have a behavior issue, it's already there before they come to school. Now, we don't know their background or their home life, but when a mom comes up there being disrespectful, there you have it.
Okay. Wow. All right, I got another caller. Hold on, my dear sister. 3473. Okay. 3473. Hey, caller, you're live, uncut, unedited.
Hey, Martin, it's me. It's Frida.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. All right, come on. You're welcome.
Yeah, I got to come back because this is a topic for me. So I like to listen and get everybody else's opinions, and I like for my opinion to be heard and see if we could come to some resolution or something that we can agree upon to make the situation better for these kids.
Okay.
Martin, it's so funny because when I hung up with you, I got a call from my cousin. She works at Job Corps.
Okay.
And she's dealing with someone in the city here. I think they have I don't know if it's like a cease violence day across Chicago in August. and I think I'm gonna get a part of that. And they're looking for activists and people that can help come out and speak to these kids about the crime and all that stuff. I'm gonna touch base with you, when we
Okay,
offline.
that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask
So
you.
yeah, I'm back because go ahead.
I want to say this. I need you guys. This is the rate I want to take it to this evening. Please explain to me, both of you guys, okay, what role social media play in the behavior of our children? What role does the drill music play in our behavior of our children? What role does peer pressure plays in the behavior? What role does mental health plays on that? What role plays when it comes to authority? So all these things are affecting our children, and we need to identify these things that affect. Now, once we know that, well, how are we going to push back on peer pressure? How are we going to push back on mental illness? How are we going to push back on what else? Mental illness. I named like a couple of these. Social media, violent video games, violent rap music, drill music. How are we going to push back on those things that I believe? Now, let me just say this before y'all get on here arguing, fussing at me. I'm not saying everything that you see that's going on the street, blaming it on music. I'm not saying that, or video games. I'm not saying, but I believe, just my belief, that it has an influence on some of the behavior that we see among our young people. That's what I want to say. I want to get that clear. All right. Now, go ahead, Rita. You start if you want to start. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll let somebody start.
Okay.
I'm gonna chime in. I want to hear. Listen first.
So those are the things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for what influence does mental health has on our young people, video games, drill music, respecting authority, and peer pressure, and drugs. Let me use drugs too. Drugs.
Okay.
And even though we probably don't consider weed, but a lot of our young folks, they smoke weed. They smoke more than adults, and they pop pills, and they do everything under the sun. So these things, I believe, have an effect on our young people behavior. Now just think, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever time the young people was in that car, it was 3 females and 2 males. 3 females, all of ages of 14 and 13. That's grammar school or freshman. That's what that is here in the city of Chicago. We know a school is out unless summer school is in. I'm not sure. So as you said today earlier, Rita, every case is different. It's different. It's different. Now, I'm going to give you a case, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to say
Absolutely.
I'm going to say this. It's kind of personal. Now, my brother, he's dead. His girlfriend is dead. He had a girlfriend. She killed her husband, all right? And her daughter, which is like my brother's stepdaughter, still living, as a little girl, she witnessed her mother kill her father. And I'm going to tell you, that little bitty girl was never the same. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her story. I shouldn't be saying this, but I got to say it because she's like a sister to us, a little niece, really no kin. But my brother did eventually had a baby by her mom. She lost her mind. She never been really the same. She got 5 children, and one of her sons just got killed a day before his birthday on St. Louis. And I'm going to tell you, this young lady had so many mental breakdowns. So she have custody of none of her children. I'm just telling you guys. I shouldn't be saying this, but do I blame her? She was messed up from a little baby. When I said baby, she had to be at least around 5 or 6. She witnessed her mother kill her father. And I'm telling you, people, she never had a chance in life. I'm just saying. And I know her.
Again.
Go. Okay, let me just say this and I'll let you come in.
Okay.
Let me say this and I'll let you come in. And I was thinking about her the other day when her son got killed, and I was like, man. And I don't know much about her son. My sister know more about her son because I never really, I probably seen him when he was little, but I have no relationship with her son. And it's terrible, people. We don't know the situation. I believe her son was like around 19 or 20, 19 or 20. I don't know if he was in the streets of gang bang. I don't have no background of him. I didn't ask, but I just want to let you know, you don't know what people, you don't know their story, their plight. And every case is different. But go ahead, Jarita. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Okay. Yeah. Well, like I was saying earlier, mental health is a big problem. I was stating earlier, my son was born with a AVM, arteriovascular malformation. Is when the vessels, some of the vessels in his brain is matted. He has had numerous surgeries on his brain since birth to redirect the blood flow so they won't act as an aneurysm and pool and bust. So I've already known through that and schooling, him having an IEP in place, that he's always been delayed. I always say delayed. But because my son don't walk around and maybe look like he has a disability, doesn't mean he doesn't have a disability. Mental health is very important. I have taken him to the university for years. He's had counseling. I've had counseling to learn how to cope with him and deal with him with certain levels. My son was having seizures. He was on different medications that makes him respond, eat different, sleep different, everything different. You understand? So once again, people are very judgmental and they think they have the answers, but none of us really have the answers, Martin. Some of it we're as parents, we grow and we learn. And like I said, mental health is one of the main factors. And then you have everything else that compounds on top of that. The drugs, of course, social media, of course, whatever family trauma there's there. There's a lot. And it's easy for one to say or point a finger. And that's like when I stated earlier, my son has a mental health and I said, we need to deal with mental health. She said, no, we need to deal with mental health as a whole. Because even if I can't be around my son 24 hours a day, but if he's out, let's just say, Martin, you see him. Mm-hmm. You know that's my son. And you know he has a mental health issue off the bat. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. So now it will make you respond to him differently. They teach you this through counseling and certain things. They will teach you. I have to work with my own older kids because for a very long time they felt like he was just, he's just bad. Some things I've always known. He's always been a little bit more hyper, certain little things, you know. And I had to teach my older kids, listen, it wasn't until literally when I sent him to California and he did a couple of things, my older son it started hitting him being like, he is different. He's really not the same. You understand? Mm-hmm. So people have to understand that it's a lot. And unless you don't know the facts, sometimes you have to take a step back and ask questions. Sometimes as neighbors, the village, whatever, the community, whatever you want to call it, we got to ask, what is it? Is there something that I can lend a hand? I'm going to also say this. The teachers aren't the same. They're not the same teachers. I just had a whole incident with my daughter where they tried to put my daughter out of after school program because they felt like she was hanging around another particular girl that wasn't so kosher. But Martin, they never called me to even have this discussion with me before they tried to put my daughter out of the after school program. I had to have a meeting and call the board and let them know, no, you will not send my daughter out of here at 3:00 to be sitting on the porch to get shot by somebody else coming up the block. After school is in place there for them to learn something different, another trade or something. It got so bad, I had to bring out their own paperwork. These are the rules that you made me sign at the beginning. Discipline. There's a page for discipline. Even the vice principal said, well, you guys going to have to do something because you guys didn't follow by your own rules. So listen, as a parent, I say this, Martin, I took in a kid from my cousin that has mental health, and then she had a baby, and her daughter picked up the mental health issues, and then she had a baby, and then she had another baby, and then the baby died by the grandmother, and I took in the baby and saved his life. So, you know, that's why this topic hits home for me, because I kind of got a little bit of I am a state of the ward myself. I grew up in foster care as a child. Understand? So we have to put all these dynamics together and come together and figure out what the real resources is and try to come up with a plan. I keep saying is, what can we do to prevent these things from happening?
Let me just say something.
We always wait till it happens, and then we get together.
Let me say this. A lot of times we're not educated. And if anybody heard me on this live today, I see somebody, don't blame it on the video games. I didn't say that the video games is the owner. I said it have influence. What do you think watching porn would do? It influences you to have sex. That's what it does.
Yeah.
Okay? People, quit talking crazy. Okay, you play video games all your life. You didn't go out there and kill nobody. But I guarantee you this, and Rita and Miss Pendleton, y'all both can agree with me on this. The same thing that we see on Grand Theft Auto, whatever you call it, we see playing out right now in the streets of the city of Chicago right now. We see it playing out, unfolding before our eyes. Now, where did a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, a 12-year-old, 13, 14, 15-year-old learn all this from? Where did they learn this from, this type of behavior?
Television.
What do they know about popping pills? If their mother and their parents didn't introduce them to them. And I said these elements, social media, drugs, video games, drill music, all these things have an influence, peer pressure on our young people. Now, every young person is different. I play video games. A lot of us play video games. But your mind, you have an adult mind now. What makes a 10-year-old, let's get in the mind of a 10-year-old right now. What makes a 10-year-old go out there and find a gun and carjack somebody? What does a 10-year-old know about carjacking somebody? Where did he or she get that from? Where did they get it from? Ask yourself a question. It's learned behavior. They showed up, didn't come out the womb and learn how to carjack. Somebody had to teach them. They had to get it from somewhere. Where did they get it from?
So,
go ahead, my sister.
I listened to her, and I'm going to give a rebuttal.
Go ahead.
So I feel like this. As Black people, we border to PTSD. We just are for being Black, and it's the environment some of us come up in, correct?
Okay, yeah.
Because you come up in an environment doesn't mean you got to act like it. And you can't make that as an excuse for your behavior as you get older in life. You just can't, because it's not going to work. So when it goes...
Well, we're not saying that as an excuse.
No, I'm not saying
We're just saying that it happened.
But what I'm
it's not for everything. Just like Martin said about the videos. He played video games. It didn't make him want to... Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so it goes this way. I'm not saying that's for every case. But sometimes we as Black people, we make an excuse for everything. We cannot do that because that's not how the world works. The world don't care about your excuses. They just don't. Now it goes to this. To help a child, it does take a community effort. But when someone is holding that child accountable, the mom can't step in or the father can't step in and say, well, watch what you say to them. I need to tell this child the truth about themselves. I can't sit there and baby, I got to tell them the truth, because I want them to be better. Because the thing is this, the way you love your child, if they come out in society and try to hurt somebody, they're going to hurt them back. That's just pure human response. They're not going to care about a disability. They're not going to care about anything because they feel like this person is trying to do harm to them. So that comes to the point of you protecting your child. And so it's like this. And then I listened to you say you grew up in foster care, so I understand. Like, I didn't grow up in foster care, so I don't know what it's like. Well, you know, and so at the end of the day, it's outreach programs. It's a lot of programs, and you just have to keep fighting for that. Like you said, everybody's story is different, and I don't walk in your shoes, so I can't relate. but I can't empathize.
Mhm.
And so you have to find, it's a lot of programs out here because, like I said before, if you're trying to protect him, but people can't see his disability and they will harm him because they think he's trying to harm them.
Okay. All right.
The police will try to harm him if they don't know he got a disability. Anybody will try to harm him. Trust me, I've had to learn how to. I've had to learn how to deal with my own child. So trust me, I understand everything you're saying. And I'm not prepared to go. My kids understand they don't go toe to toe with no adult. They talk to me and I deal with an adult. I don't go, I'm not that parent. I'm not the parent to go to the school. I deal with it as I see fit. I've had issues with the school with them saying certain things to my kid that I don't feel is necessary. I don't go in there hollering and screaming. I ask for a meeting or I call the board. I'm straight business when it comes to that because I'm not playing about mine either. So, but at the end of the day, my daughter also understands that I will come to that school and whoop her behind. She understands that too because it has happened. So now I am that parent. So, but but I also am a parent that deals with a child with mental illness. I am a single Black mother in this community. I am in a community that's not maybe the best. It was good. My family has been in this house 70 years. It was maybe better when my dad was coming up and myself. I own my property, so I can't just pick my house up and leave. So there's a lot of dynamics come to it. I've been in these streets and I've walked these streets and helped other people. I've fed the homeless. So I get it. You understand? I just want us all to come to something. I feel, Martin, that we need to get some of these youth that have a good head on their shoulder, like Rhonda's son. I always tell Rhonda her son has a very good head. And we could get them to talk to some of these youth because he's kind of right there with them. We got to find resources. We definitely got to let parents know that there are other parents like myself out here that we maybe can bounce off each other's head. It is. I don't even truly believe always that my child won't listen to you versus your child listen to me. Sometimes your child will listen to me versus you, and vice versa. I've had that happen where I literally saved somebody else's child when I'm fighting to save my own. So once again, we got to get back to that village mentality.
Let me read this. Somebody wrote in the message. K Boogie, music, TV shows, and social media does have an influence on what these folks are out here doing. It plants seeds that will take root. Parents need to monitor what their children are watching and listening to, as well as who they are hanging out with. So I agree with that. A lot of it. And as parents as parents, we have to take some accountability. Now, sometimes we entertain company and our time is more focused on a relationship and we're not putting enough in on our children. Now that can happen. Sometimes
I agree.
We don't want to be lonely. We want to have a good time. Everything on us still work and we want a relationship. But sometimes I'm just keeping it 100. And sometimes these relationships, it takes from the upbringing of our children, if I may say. It takes away from that. Now, that's all I'm saying. And nobody want to be by themselves.
Another thing we don't do.
Yeah.
How many mothers and families really come to dinner at dinner time and sit around the table and talk? We don't do that anymore either.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the time to find out how was their day, what went on at school today.
Okay.
I even when my daughter, so I say, Nevaeh, how was your day at school? She'd be like, good. I'm like, was you good? Did the teacher feel like you were good? You understand? So, you got to talk to your kids.
Yeah. And also our behavior has to change. Now, in the conscious world, Rita, we say, if you continue to do the same thing and expect different results, that's insanity. So as parents, and I'm not just talking to mothers, I'm talking to fathers. We have to change our behavior. Let me just say this. I want to say this. We know some of us, sometimes we can spot when one of our children is different. We can spot it. So we need to pay special attention to him or her. I'm just telling you, we have to do that. Now, we're talking about solutions. Some of the solutions should be monitor our children's social media, and we know they're going to sneak and make extra pages, but we do what we can. We need to monitor the company they keep, who they hang out with. We need to monitor what school we allow them to go to. We need to know they teach. These are solutions, little smaller things that we can push back on. We need, as I always hear me say, we need to search their rooms. Nobody want to believe that their 14-year-old daughter is out there giving oral sex for money, or their son, their bisexual son, is out there sleeping with men. Nobody wants to believe that about their child, but it's happening. I'm sorry, it's happening. Teenagers have sex. Trust me, they do have sex. Teenagers do smoke weed. They do pop pills. So we need to watch the coming. And let me say this, Jarita and Pendleton. Some of our children do not need to go over some of their relatives' house because they don't enforce the same rule. What I mean by that. Now, as a parent.
Martin, you just hit it on the head. And I'm so glad you said it because my daughter's listening to you. Me and her are having the same conversation today. She has a niece her age, and I love the little girl to death. And she has a cousin that's maybe a year older than her. But some of the things that they're allowed to do, I don't allow Nevaeh to do it. And she's 11 and she doesn't really understand it. But like I tell her, until I can feel that you can go around them and you can be who I taught you to be and not be a follower, then it's just certain things I'm not allowing her to do and go to. Like today, they wanted to get dropped off at the mall. No, she can't be dropped off at the mall. She's only 11. You understand? She felt some way because it's her niece's birthday. But still, you can't do that. If it was an adult going to be there with you guys, that's one thing. But once I found out that they were getting dropped off to go to the show and at the mall, I'm like negative.
As a parent, you have the right. And I'm just saying, these are some of the solutions that we can do. Because trust me, you might have a sister and her children. She let her daughters have company in the bedroom with the door closed. You don't allow that in your house. So you shouldn't allow your son or daughter to go over there. I'm talking about relatives. These are blood relatives. You know, and a lot of times we see that. You might have a bad nephew that's gang affiliated. Everybody's afraid of him. Now, here's your son. He's a square. But he like to hang out with his first cousin. But his first cousin, when that car speed up down the street, he know to duck and run. But his other cousin, he's a square. I ain't bothering nobody. I ain't did nothing. He just stand there and look what's going on. And hell, he get gunned down. It didn't have happened. I'm telling you, people. It have happened. And these things that we need to check ourselves.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Nobody wants to admit these things. Listen, a lot of our children have went over our sisters and brothers' house and lost their virginity. Nobody wants to talk about it. Why? Because our sister or brother wasn't paying attention. They was out at the club and left all the babies in the house attending themselves, so they had entertaining boy and girl company. I'm just telling the truth, people. I know we don't want to hear this.
We all have that relative that they had the open house when you was coming up. Because I had an auntie like that, and her daughter had a baby at 12 years old, 13 years old, and 14 years old. Because she had an open house like that. Everybody has a relative like that, but our house, no one came out. I don't been allowed it or my father. But I've learned this in life. It's like you do everything you can. And if you know you did the best you can, there's nothing you can do. You did the best you can, whatever situation you might have been in. Because stress will kill you. You have no power with things you cannot control.
I agree with that. You, as a parent, you have to do the best you can. And if you see yourself going wayward, you have to correct that behavior. Some things, some things you can see some things coming. Because have you ever seen a little girl? And I hate to say this, y'all, they might kick me off Facebook. You know she's going to be a little whore. You could just see she fast already. Or you see a little, I'm just saying. And you could see somebody that's going to be,
Spirit.
somebody's going to be ABC, the alphabet, gay. You could just see it. You could just see it coming. As a little person they coming up, you can just see that seed in them, if I say. And if it's not corrected and checked, it's going to be full blossom by the time they get 10 and 11. I'm saying, I know some parents don't want me talking
especially
like this.
The environment.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. So we listen, we definitely got, we got to, listen, if we say we want solutions, that's what we have to do. We have to get it. This is what we have to get.
We need more men like you, Martin. More men like you. I swear
you know
to
what?
God.
It's men out here like me, but they ain't standing on what they beliefs are. Trust me. I ain't saying nothing that don't nobody else said no. No, other man no. It's just that men get along, go along just to get what they want to get from the woman. But they got to stand on it.
And see,
go ahead.
And you're right, because when I was a kid, my uncle laid it down. When he wasn't there, my auntie laid it down, but we all knew if my auntie went back to my uncle about something, it was on. It was like an oil well machine how it ran. You know, and it's just not the same. And I do agree with the lady earlier when she was saying I've been saying this for years. We definitely, black men and black women, we got to get back with ourselves because we don't even like each other. How can we raise these children and we don't even like each other? When I'm speaking of that, I'm speaking of the marriage, the family dynamic, the foundation. We don't have a foundation. We trying to stand on rocky ground.
Yeah.
See, it all goes hand in hand. You know, it does. It just does. We lay down and have these kids, and then they come here, and then we don't even know how to communicate with one another, and then we expecting these kids to be able to communicate, problem solve, and do all of those things. How?
Yeah. And like the sister said earlier, a lot of our young men have emotions like women because they've been taught
they do.
by women. They have, we call it she-motions. They have emotions, just like
emotional.
They just too emotional. They don't know how to solve problems, come to a conflict resolution. You know, it's too much. The first thing these young people are doing right now, they're picking up a pistol right now over a post.
They can't fight.
Yeah, over a post on social media. How many young people that's dead over a post? Right on social media that they made a post, wind up getting killed, running their mouth, and you know it's happening every day. And I'm gonna tell y'all,
dissing they dead homie, and you're like, that doesn't make sense. He's dead. What am I dissing? He's deceased. He's not coming back, but they don't understand it.
Yeah, and some of these women are just as worse.
I think
as
they've
men.
gotten immune to it myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And another thing, we need to find out the source of these pistols, these guns. I mean, it's so many. It's like so many young people have guns. Teenagers, they have guns.
But we know what that's about, Martin. Because don't no black folks own no guns. Gun stores. We don't make guns.
No, we don't. We don't know. And see, when black people shoot and kill each other, white folks, even some black folks, look, we need to stop killing ourselves and worry about other people. No, we can fight 2 or 3 fights at one time. Listen, my son suffered from mental illness. There's rent due. I need to go out and work. Hey, I got to get everybody dressed, go to school, pay all these other bills. We know how to fight 3 or 4 fights at one time. We don't have to fight one fight at a time. We got to learn, we have to multitask fighting. And I'm going to tell you, some of our relationships with our parents is not good with each other. You know, our parents have crossed us, done us wrong. And listen, I got to tell the truth. I mean, my mama used to tell me, you'll never be nothing. You gonna be in somebody's jail. I mean, that was a hurting feeling coming from somebody that birthed you. I'm just telling y'all, it's real. So as a parent, if you're telling your son and daughter that, do not retract that. Please do not do that. Please do not say that. please do not say that, because when you speak these things over your sons and daughters, it might come to pass. The scripture said the power of life and death is in the tongue. And I'm not trying to get religious on you guys, but it's in the tongue. It's the principle. So we have to be careful by demonizing the father or the mother. We just have to hold that. We have to hold it. And some conversation as adults, when we have it on the phone and we talking freaky with our lover, we need to watch what we say around our children, because our children, you think they're not paying attention. They're listening to every word. I'm telling you, have you ever rode on a bus or the train and listened to some of these young people conversation and don't even turn? Listen, somebody tell me, sister,
disrespectful.
Very.
They disrespectful.
I mean, I was at a basketball game. It was these little young, they couldn't be no more than 12 or 13. You should have heard the words that was coming out of their mouth. And I turned around, I said, don't you see an adult sitting right here and the way you're talking? Oh, excuse me, sir, excuse me. You know, it irritated my spirit. Like I wasn't even sitting there. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. You know, most of us, we won't say anything. I'm glad you spoke up. Most of us, we won't say anything. I had a friend, he said he was on public transportation, and he said it was a young lady, young female. She wasn't grown, and she was talking about some sex act, what she did, you know, what she did in the bedroom. And he said he turned around and he said, young lady, you're a beautiful young lady. And those things that you saying out of your mouth, you shouldn't say those things. He turned around and told her that. I'm not going to say what she was talking about. You can imagine what she was saying. These are young people that look like us, the one that we gave birth to. Sex is between a man and a woman. And it's between the person you're doing it with and God. Ain't nobody else's business. That's it. That's how it should be.
Sex is for responsible people. But they don't, you don't understand it when you're young that sex is for responsible people. But you don't understand that when you're young because your hormones. If you end up pregnant young or you end up with an STD, then you kind of realize, like, I'm not that responsible as I thought.
Yeah. Let me get some more calls. Y'all hold on.
Problem, the
call
teenage...
in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right, I'm looking for some more callers. I'm looking for some more calls to call in. I'm going to say the number again. Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right, Barbara Cooper made a post. She said, I work with young children and teenagers in my neighborhood, and not one of them has been disrespectful to me. A few of us parents are trying to get every one of them summer jobs and programs. So far, we are very successful doing it. Wonderful. That's a good success story. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Jarita, you want to say anything? All right. Ronnie Johnson said, I'm going to read some of the comments. When I'm walking through the grocery stores, I'm hearing the swearing that the parents do toward their children. And the degrading name calling is just so inhumane and very pitiful. That is so true. That is so true, people. Parents, if you can avoid it, and I think you should not be swearing at your children. Well, Martin, you can't tell me what to say. That's mine. God gave it to me. Yes, I do. But I guarantee you that will have a negative effect on your children. Trust me. And I'm going to tell you, if some young people come on this live right now, that's 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, and so on, that know how to read with comprehension, they will say, us older people hate them. There's a gap between older people and younger people. And we have to bridge that gap between the young and old. It's like us against them. vice versa. Seriously. Come on, I need some more callers. I need some more callers. I need some more callers, people. Come on in. Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right. So y'all ain't gonna like this one. Christy posted, these young girls, I got another call. These young girls see mama getting these with their body parts, so they think it's okay to do it too. Mm-hmm. All right. I see. She said it. I didn't. That's right. Okay. We got another caller, 4128. 4128, getting ready to come in, probably listen to the prompts. All right. Regina, let me read this last comment. Regina says that, Regina Sykes, she says, the way you talk to your kids will be the way they communicate to people. I believe that's to be true. All right, they hung up. Then the other caller hung up. I believe that to be true. See, listen, this is a very sensitive subject. And most parents don't like to be corrected when it comes to their children. But when their children get out of hand, they look for everybody to give them a hand. So parents, we coming up with solutions. We definitely coming up with solutions. I got 2 more callers just called in. I appreciate y'all callers. Call in. If you can't get in one number, you can call the other number. I got 2 numbers. Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. Somebody says, so y'all are here for a pointless discussion, or this think the tank won't solve to problem solve. Hold on, let me just say something to you, brother. Hold on, caller. Let me just say this to you. Hey, put your phone on mute, 3473. 3473, put your phone on mute. Brother, hold on, caller. Let me just say this to you. Hey, put your phone on. All right, listen, let me just say something. How do you solve problems? By asking questions, by brainstorming, by discussing. That is the first solution, how you solve problems. That's how you solve problems. You don't solve problems by sitting home and doing nothing, saying anything. You solve problems by asking questions, thinking of different ways to get an answer to the problem or solution to the problem. That's how you solve problems. You don't solve problems sitting there and do nothing. You can pray about it and you can be about it. All right, let me go to my phone bank now. All right, 0350. You're live, uncut, unedited. Hey, caller. Last 4 digits. Come on, caller.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, caller? You're next. What do you want to say? What you got to say for us today? What you have for us? Come on, caller. Okay.
Hi, I don't have any children.
Okay. Well, do me a
my son is 35.
Okay, do me a favor.
But I really believe one thing that was said that's not true is you have to start before 12 years old with these children. You can't wait till a child is 12 years old to teach them to listen to adults and follow directions and get themselves in line. It's too late. You have to start that at 3-4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I would like to say is that we have to teach our children by example and sitting around up under adults while adults are talking about grown people things and they hear these conversations and they're right there in the room when these conversations happen. That's not a good thing for a child. They think that that's part of what they are supposed to be like. And these conversations you hear on the bus, these children are having, that's because they heard that at home.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But really, Martin, I didn't have much more than that to say. It does take a village, and I am auntie to everybody in my neighborhood, but it's not everyone you can reach because everyone wasn't taught to listen.
Well, let me just say this too about that village. We have to be careful about that
Thanks,
village.
Martin.
Okay,
Thanks
hold on
for hearing me today.
before you leave. Listen to this real quick. We have to be careful about the village because in that village it
I
consists.
can't hear you, Martin.
That means you need to turn your phone off of speakerphone. Turn your phone off speakerphone. Turn it off. Then you'll be able to hear me. All right. All right. Can you hear me now? All right.
Hello, I'm on the line because I can't hear.
You can't hear?
Okay, you too?
You can't hear? Well, I don't know. I don't know why you can't hear. Maybe I could turn it up.
Okay, so did he hear me or anything I said?
I heard everything you said. Everything you heard said.
Hello?
Hey, Martin, if you listening, we can't hear.
Okay, well, hang up and call back then. Hang up and call back.
Because I know I'm not supposed to have my volume up.
Hang up and call back if you can't hear. Just hang up and call back.
Martin, I'll call 3.
Yeah. Just hang up and call back. I'll just hang up. I'll do it myself. But people listen. And I'm going to tell you, when you have a person that's fighting for change, and when you have another person that don't want to fight for change, you better watch out for them. You better watch out for them. For them. Mm-hmm. All right, we get it going here. I got a couple of callers. All right.
Be with you shortly.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. I got a long distance caller. 574. Come on, caller. 574. Area code. Oh, they hung up. I don't know what's wrong with the phone system tonight. I'm sorry, people. All right. Call back, people. Call back. You're welcome to call back. Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right. Let's talk about the village real quick. The brother made a statement. Let me just say something. We know that a lot of women have an independent attitude. Okay. Now, it's a woman's choice if she choose not to be in a relationship or have a man. That's her choice if she want to feel independent. But I say, what about your sons and your daughters? They need a father. They need a father. They need it. But let me go to these callers and I'll get back to that conversation. All right, caller 4128. Go ahead. 4128. Can you hear me?
Martin,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, this is the coach. I'm just replying to, I know this is probably off topic, but I see a lot of people asking like jobs for the youth. Okay, I know I said this on Martin Live once before about One Summer Chicago. One Summer Chicago is still hiring. The thing don't close to Friday. If you go to www.onesummerchicago.com, you can apply. They start at 11 all the way to 18. Chicago Park District, the same thing. They hire for lifeguards. They train the kids, and then they get them the jobs at the pools like at Ogden Park, Lindblom, Hamilton. Okay. Also, Chicago Park District about to start a Julia Bell tackle football. Start at 8 years old, from 8 to 13.
Okay. Could you put
all
that
Chicago part time?
Could you put that in the message? That'd be nice if you can. Put a link in there too. All right.
Okay.
If you could do that. All right, I'm gonna go. You can hang on. 3473 caller. Go ahead. 3473.
Okay. Hey, Martin, it's me again, Frida.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I wanted to touch on that. You right about that cursing thing. It's something that I'm working on daily. It is truly passed down in my family. We all, my mom, my uncle, everybody, all of them, we all cursers. I'm learning through my older kids to, because my older kids, they're cussers. And now when I sit back and I listen to them, I'll be like, oh my God. I'm like, you guys curse so much. But it is something that is kind of bedded down in generations, something I'm trying to break. It is a very hard thing, but you are very, very correct with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah, you have to be, you have to be real careful, and we want to be. And let me just say this: I have never been the perfect. I'm not gonna say I've done everything perfect as a parent, but some things I just didn't do in front of my children. I just didn't do because not that I'm being pretend like I'm one way, but it's certain things as adult you shouldn't do or say in front of your small children. I tell you, and children have a habit of picking up all the bad habits. The things that we want them to pick up, they don't grasp them. But the things that we don't like about ourselves, they pick that right up. They gravitate toward that. So we have to be careful, And we're dealing with a lot of bitter people out here. Bitter. I mean, bitter. They hateful. They mad in life. They just mad, period. And if they're unhappy, they want their children to be unhappy. And we live in that type of world. People, you got people, you got parents, and both males and females, that one of the child looks like the other parent and reminds them of the other parent. So they hate that about them. They're not together. So they say bad things, negative things. We have to watch that as well, too, people. We have to watch that. We're talking about solutions too as well. We're giving solutions. We have to monitor their social media. We have to monitor the company, their friends, their so-called friends. We have to monitor the music they listen to. And I'm going to tell you, you got some grown folks that listen to trap music, drill music. They listening to it and know the words. And they playing it in the car. So when they play it in the car, the children pick it up too. Then when your son or daughter start want to carry a gun and smoke weed at a young age, you wondering how and where did they pick that up at? I'm going to tell you. Listen, our children, our young people, they act one way around their parents. But when they're not in front of or around their parents, they're doing some strange things and saying some strange things. I know you don't want to hear that, Mom. And you got the school teacher. Actually, the school teacher spends more time with your children than you do. I'm telling you. They're at school probably 6 or 7 hours a day with the school teacher. So we ought to take heed when the school teacher tells us something about our daughter or our son, even if we don't want to believe, but we need to watch. We need to watch. I'm telling you. And I'm not trying to come down on no parent, but I got to tell the truth and shame the devil. We have to do things different if we want a different result from our young people. Now, I know we're not going to save every young person, but those that we can save, let's try to save them. And we have to change our behavior. We have to do adult things around adult people and say adult things around adults, not around little bitty children. Should no child hear you talking about sex, sexual things that you do in the bed, in your conversation? They should not hear that. Only time they hear about sex is when you talking to them, when you explain about safe sex and how to protect themselves. And that's the only time that you should have a sexual conversation, that they should hear sex coming out of your mouth. Until then, you having fun and you talking sexual talk under the sheets, with your significant other or your partner, your lover. That should be between you and your lover. Your daughter and your son should not hear you talking freaky at all. You should know how to talk in codes. Now, I'm not trying to be in nobody's bedroom, but I'm just trying to help you out because I'm not interested in your bedroom, what you like. That's me. All right, 3473, did you want to say anything else?
You right, Martin. You saying tall. You telling the truth. So yes. A lot of our kids don't even need to see who we sleeping with. Period. As two consented adults, if you want to sleep with 10 different men, that's your business. A man, if you want to sleep with 10 different women, that's your business. Your children should not see that type of behavior. Should not see it at all. Mm-hmm. At all. Great.
And I'm saying, now grown folks can do what they want to do. Go where they want to go, say what they want to say. But there's a standard that we should live right before our children. Certain things we shouldn't do in front of them. Period. I got another call. It's saying this young man, 4128. Go ahead, brother. Calling back 4128.
Yeah, man, you right about what they be saying at school, and stuff. Because remember, I work at a school.
Right.
These kids, they be saying the most off the wall, very inappropriate stuff. Like on one of the last days of school, when the 8th graders walked across the stage and said, 4 more years, I could get D down how many times I want, and my mama can't say nothing. What? Like, what makes you think you can say stuff like that? And her mom was just laughing. She thought it was so funny. My mom thought it was so funny, Martin. Everybody was like, girl, that ain't funny. Her mom was just sitting there laughing.
And I want to say this too. Hold on, Coach. Mothers, let me just say this to you. I'm saying it to the mothers. I hear mothers say it all the time. This is my little king right here. I said it the other day. When your little king start running your house, and when you start trying to date again, and that king don't like that boyfriend, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. That's your little princess. Not your prince. I'm sorry, not princess, your prince. And I'm going to tell you, some of you mothers out there, quit urging your children to be a part of the alphabet. Don't do that. Even if that's your lifestyle, give these young children a chance to decide what they want to be in life or what sexual preference they want. Give them that opportunity. Do not influence them to go with the same sex. Don't do that. That's not fair to the young child. That's not fair at all. Now, as an adult, you have a right to choose what you like. That's your right. Don't like it, but that's your right. But don't influence your sons and daughters in that type of lifestyle. Please don't do that.
Okay, well, Martin, I got one for you to piggyback off that, though.
Go ahead.
You know, the system, CPS is trying to make it a mandatory subject that these kids learn about this type of behavior. My daughter has it's a child in her school that wears a dress, and he's a boy. But, you know, they're allowing this. Now, my daughter can't, she has to wear a uniform to school or she gets put out of school, but then you're allowing a young man to come to school in a skirt. That's a distraction period right there for kids.
That is.
You know, this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah. And see, let me just say this too when it comes to that too. Parents, you have to educate your sons and daughters. And you have a lot of parents right now, they pushing that homosexual agenda on their children. That's not right. They're encouraging that behavior. They're encouraging. You allowing your sons and daughters to dress up like that. That's not cool. That is not cool at all. I don't care he or she thinks a certain way. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it. My daughter's little tomboy, I tell my daughter, listen, hold on now. Now, I love you, daughter, but I'm not buying you no boy clothes. That's just me. I got to tell the truth, shame the devil. I can talk about me. As long as I'm buying and picking the clothes, I'm picking girl clothes. Now, I don't mind you wearing sports stuff, sports shorts and all that, but hey, it's coming time. You got to look like a girl that you are. I don't play those games. I'm a man. Now, I can't help if someone likes
once again, you are father.
Right.
You see the difference? That makes a man in the home. When that father steps up and say, no, this ain't happening. See, all that's lacking in the household now, Martin. You know, I grew up with grandparents that didn't even let people come on the block and do what they wanted to do on the block. You didn't do that on this block. My grandfather was one of the dad for his block. Literally. See, the male dynamic in the family is major.
Mm-hmm.
His voice alone, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, your daddy didn't have to put his hands on. All he had to do was speak.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody sat down, even the mama.
Mm-hmm. And let me say this.
We got to get back to that.
Let me say this to you young ladies. Developing young ladies, 14, 15, 16, 17, got nice bodies on you, nice waistline and boobs and all that. You're not grown, trust me. And you ran stuff that's revealing. When you wear things like that, you attract negative forces to you. You know, I'm telling you, they are snatching young ladies every day. Young ladies are vanishing in broad daylight. And when they snatch you, young lady, they're not trying to pray with you. They're going to rape you, use you, and prostitute you and make money off you. Trust me. So you keep on dressing like these grown women and think it's cute and ain't nobody going to mess with you. Because you know what? I know this about me. I'm going to tell you, my spirit is so dominant. When I see young ladies dressed all provocative, I can tell when they walk past and they hold their head down. I guess they can feel my spirit. And my spirit, like, you know better than dressing like that. Listen, my daughters, and I got 3 grown daughters, they respect me when I come around there. And they can wear anything they want. No, don't wear that around daddy. Nah. No. And
yeah, man, the black woman, I got to put that on the black woman now, because me being into the hair business, I do believe that black women allow their kids to do way too much way earlier. All these weaves and fingernails and makeup. It's just way overboard. It really is. I don't think my daughter don't even have a relaxer in her hair. She's 12 this year, so she understands you. I wear a belly top, but baby, because mommy wear a belly top, you can't wear a belly top. You just not there yet. You know, we have to because these girls is really getting worse than these boys. And it's because we're allowing them to do adult things.
Yes,
that we're not allowing these children to be children.
I agree.
Hey.
I agree. And I'm gonna tell y'all, you got some men out here will solicit your young daughters and know that they 14 and 15 and 16 and 17. They know that they're young. They don't care. They'll say stuff like, if you don't say nothing, I don't say nothing. I know, people. Trust me, I'm a man. I know what they do out here. And if your daughter's weak and if she's not been taught, your daughter will be sleeping with a grown man at a young age and being robbed of her youth. And he may kick her down with a few dollars and all that. She may think she getting over on him, but in reality, he's getting over on her because he's reacting out his dirty sexual desires. He's fantasizing on your young daughter, underage daughter, if I say that. I'll say that. It's real talk. Now, I know y'all don't want to hear this type of talk. You don't want to listen. How you think your daughter got to keep her phone bill paid every month? You ain't paying it. She's not working. Who's paying her phone bill? How do you think your daughter is getting a hairdo every week? You're not getting it done. You're not buying it. She don't have a job. How do you think your son, your alphabet son, your little gay son, got all these nice clothing? He don't work. Get a fresh cut every week. You're not doing it. Fresh clothes, Jordans, contact lenses. All these things he's coming, he's showing up with. Somebody is financing him. See, we parents, we got to start digging a little deep into this now and quit turning the other, blind the eye. And listen, on this show, we're going to continue to talk about things like that. And I'm not saying that my children is perfect. I'm not saying that I am the perfect parent. But if we going to get down to where the rubber meets the road, we need to talk about it. We need solutions. These parents need to know, hey, you know what, Martin, you're right. I'm noticing my daughter get a new outfit every week. She's not working. I ain't buying it for her. Where's she getting this from? Wake up, mama. Wake up, daddy. Wake up. Getting these long fingernails done. You getting this $300 or $400 weave all the way down to your buttocks. Where is she getting this done? Who is financing these things? How is it that she have an iPhone 14, a Galaxy? You didn't buy it. She's not working. We have to question some things, people. We have to get involved. We have to check our friends. We have to check our social media. I'm telling you, people, there's some people out here that's willing to do some strange things for some change, young and old. Trust me. I had to say it. I know we don't like to talk about this conversation. It's very painful, but guess what? It's necessary. It's necessary. And I'm speaking from a grandfather and a father point of view. I know what's going on out there. I don't know everything, but I know. Trust me. Take my word. I know. You have some young ladies, they like older men because they figure older men are going to take care of them and give them money for their material things. In most cases, they're right. Mama, monitor your daughter. I'm talking about 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I'm not talking about the 18-year-old. That's who I'm talking about. Your daughter that dressed like a grown woman, fully grown woman, things tight, got a belly button showing. She got tattoo on her neck, all on her leg, on her feet, everything, piercings, everywhere. And mom, you think it's cute, but you got that old devil that's looking, your neighbor that's looking, just can't wait to the perfect opportunity to get your daughter in the bedroom. Oh yeah, he'll give her some money to keep her quiet. I'm telling you the truth now. He's watching. He's watching. And mothers, another thing. Your young sons and daughters should not be sitting in nobody's lap at all, unless it's the father, the grandfather. That's it.
Talk about it.
That's it. I'm telling you. We are living
in a day,
in a time where people are not morally good. The lowest thing that's dirty that you can think in your mind, there's somebody that's willing and capable of doing that. I'm telling you, we're living in a sick world. And remember I said, when your boyfriend get up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know he love your children, you need to be getting up right with him. Make sure he ain't going in the room. So I got to tell you that. This is real now. I'm a man. I'm telling you that. You say, well, Martin, how you know all these things? Trust me, I know these things. Trust me. These are family secrets, I'm telling you, that never get out in the public that much. Oh, grandma know her son is a pedophile, but she hide. She know her son molested 2 children in the family, but she don't say anything. She knows that. She has so much love for her son, but she know her son is sick, and she won't do anything about it. Grandfather knows too as well. Daddy knows too. I got another call on the line. 7365. Go ahead, caller.
Martin, this is Steve from South Holland.
How you doing, Steve? How you doing? Go ahead.
I'm doing all right. One thing I have here, these young girls and sex trafficking and they're running the streets, it's really getting out of control. It's because they don't have strong fathers in the household, so they have no males to give them love and whatever. That's why they out on the streets, because they acting all wild. They looking for older men attention because their dads did not give it to them. And then some has to do with there. I got some of these moms, they be bringing strange men in the household, and a lot of that is going on. And some of them end up being molesting their kids. That's why that been going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
So that's what I have here.
Okay. I want to say this too. Why somebody read it in the comments. All you TikTokers with your little bitty daughters and you doing the pop that, you know what I'm going to say. I can't say it on here. You popping that thing, and read, I'm saying in the codes. You got your little daughter right along with you, popping that thing, and your little gay son popping his booty and act like a girl and doing his head, rolling his head and rolling his eyes on TikTok. That's not cool, mama. That's not cool at all, mama. You got some dirty old men that's waiting on opportunity, waiting. They're going to seize the moment. Well, I know so-and-so, he a pedophile, but he know not to touch my daughter. He know not to mess with my son. Guess what? If you turn your back long enough, he'll be at your son too. Trust me. These are cases going on every day. They so embarrassing, people don't even call the police and tell. Because some of the parents feel like it was their fault. They wanted to go out and have a good time, and while you was at the club, entertaining, popping bottles, young man was in there watching your son or young lady playing with your son or your daughter in their private parts, turning them out. And your young son and your daughter don't know how to tell you. Every time they attempt to tell you, their mouth is like it's closed shut because their body has been violated. They are in unfamiliar territory. You take an old man, touch a young person, male or female, they're going to turn them out and confuse them. That's why we have so many young people that's confused. They don't know if they like girl or boy or both. Don't know. Whatever floats the boat. This is real. So parents, only thing I'm saying is we have to guard our children with our lives. And we have to arm them with the necessary information. We have to let them know if Uncle Bobby or Uncle Sam or Granddaddy Papa touch you between your legs, on your breast, on your booty or something, you come and tell mommy or daddy. We have to have these sex education discussions with our little bitty ones while they're little, 1 and 2. Where your little wee-wee, where your little private part, where your little breath. You have to make sure that they know their private parts, and the private parts are not for no one to touch but mommy. I'm telling you, people, this conversation is necessary. It's painful, but it needs to be said. All right? So do not be leaving your children. And you know your sister or sister-in-law or your brother or brother-in-law don't run a good household, you should not be leaving your sons or your daughters over there. And if it's a trap house, people running in and out, in and out, in and out, that's not the place where you want your little son and your daughter to be when you out partying. Parents, we just have to make sacrifices. We have to make sacrifices sometimes for our children. Most of the time we do. I know this is a powerful conversation, but it's necessary. It get quiet. Nobody wants to admit they want to do their thing. But I'm telling you, this is real. You don't hear this type of talk. I'm a man. I'm speaking from a man point of view. Men fantasize in their mind. Old men want to act out their dirty desires, especially on a younger person. Trust me. It's how we think. And if a man ain't got self-control, ain't no telling what he will do. I'm telling you, you got such freaks out here, they don't care if they get a nut from a man or a woman, a boy or a girl, don't care. I'm telling you, people, we live in not in such good times. Anything goes. I'm telling you, we live in a sick generation. Sick. Man, you have watched that little girl grow up. Now, you sliding in your telephone number, tell her to get with you. You crazy, bro. You didn't watch her grow up. You know her mother, her parents. You didn't watch her grow up. Now here you are trying to sleep with her. Shame on you. Well, Martin, she grown now. Yeah, she grown now. She can make a decision on her own, but don't do that, brother. That's a violation. That's a moral violation. You watch a little girl grow up to be an adult, a beautiful young lady, striving. Now here you go, you try to sleep with her. Come on, brother. That's not right. And I want to say to you men, too, that's messing with these ladies that got grown children that live in a household with them. Quit looking at them. Quit looking at her grown daughters. Don't do that. Don't violate her. If she allow you to come in her house and spend a night as you please, don't be in there looking at her grown children. And I know they're grown, of age. Don't do that. Don't violate her that. Don't do that. That's wrong. And if she catch you, she should get rid of you, expose you. Mothers, I'm just telling you what the truth is. I don't know why we're talking about this tonight. Didn't plan on talking about this tonight, not this subject, but I'm saying it in love. I'm saying it in love. I'm not trying to make no parent, male or female, look bad tonight. I'm just dropping this information. Now, what you do with it is on you. You can't say that Crime Chaser guy didn't tell me. He did warn me. He did warn me. And I want to say another thing to my little young ladies that's beautiful, upcoming, becoming models. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, and 20, 21. If you want to be a model, if any man come to you and say he want to take pictures of you, I'm talking about the men too, young men too. And if you tell him, can my boyfriend come or can my mother come? And if he tell you no, that means his intentions is not good at all. You better run for your life. Do you hear me? You better run for your life, because his motives are not pure. Okay? Remember, I told you this. Well, you say, well, Martin, how you know all this stuff? I know, trust me. I've been in conversations in circles of men taking advantage of women. They coming over to take pictures of them, and before you know, they sleeping with them. It happened. And their pictures are all over the internet and people's phones, cell phones. Trust me, people, I know I can call some names out, but I don't want to go there. So be careful.
Oh, I had it happen in my family, Martin.
Go ahead. Wow.
I had it happen. The little boy I had, that's another reason why he came to me, because my cousin and her daughter were sleeping with the same man. Yeah, neighbors. And then she got pregnant. She ended up getting pregnant by another guy. But then her mom was still messing with the other guy, and it was a big thing. Nevertheless, she ended up having 2 babies. One of them died, and then the other one has been adopted out. So this you're speaking real facts.
Let me speak to the studs. I want to speak to the stud women too. Now, I know you live your life as a man, and your girlfriend, she got 3 girls. You should not be looking at those girls with a lustful eye or touch them any kind of way, trying to turn them out. I'm talking to the stud woman that like girls, and you got a girlfriend, and she got some beautiful daughters, and you looking at them in Google eyes. You know, there's a communication. We call it a nonverbal communication. Vibes. You throwing vibes. You shouldn't be doing that. That's off limits. So I'm talking to my studs. If you're dealing with a young lady that got beautiful girls, whether they're grown or not, her children should be off limits. Men, if you're dealing with a woman that got grown children or small children, their children are off limits. Off limits. Give her that respect as she trusts you to share her bedroom and her apartment or her house with you. I have to say that. It was on my heart to say that. I'm done. I'm done talking. I can close this out. Anybody want to say anything? I'm done. Anybody want to say anything? 7360.
Oh, you hit it on the head. Sure, you said a mouthful.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much. You already know what it is. It's what?
You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited.
This is where we
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
That's what we do. And I don't know about you.
I love being black.
Thank you, people. If you know anybody that needs to see this video, make sure you inbox them, or you can tag them or share it on your page, because we said a lot of valuable information. There are solutions will stop a lot of pain and chaos in our community. So thank you for tuning in. Hey, and if you know any other thing, you can put it in the comments, because I don't know everything. There's some things that I didn't touch, which I probably should have said I didn't say. But if maybe God impressed you to say it, put it in the comments. So thank you for tuning in. Thank all my wonderful guests and my panel. Thank you guys for calling in. This is Live Uncut. You already know